Hi guys, welcome to another classic movie review. Today we'll be reviewing Jaws.
The movie stars Roy Scheider, over Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. So when a shark is unleashed on this unwitting community, one sheriff is going to take him down with the help of boat captain and a marine biologist. So we're going to get into the review today, and Cameron's going to take us away.
So this was its 50th year anniversary and it was my first time viewing it, and I was always interested to see if it would hold up to all the people talking about it and just all the scenes I've seen drips and drabs of. And I've been to Universal Studios a few times and always they've made a set recreation of Jaws. So I was interested to see if the movie held up, and yeah, it was really well done. I think just the dynamic between all the characters on the island, the man, the policeman, I sort of got his point of view from both of them. I think the writing was done really well to tell that story. I think the score with the shark was just amazing throughout the whole movie. The way it just builds up throughout the whole movie and then just right until the end doesn't fade away. So it really held up. I think the scenes with the shark, yes, it looked a bit mechanical, but I think that's what makes it seem so timeless and so well appreciative because of how it looks. And I think that works in its favor. I think that makes it stand the test of time. And just, I didn't expect all the graphicness that come out of this movie, to be honest. I mean, you see a few limbs here and there and blood and some people getting eaten in half. I think that was done really well and caught me off guard. But there was a jump scare in there as well, and I didn't appreciate, but it was all good. And yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. John?
Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoy this film. I've seen it a few times now. The score by John Williams is probably my favorite part of it in terms of the tension that he builds and the actual way that each time there's a shark attack, he is able to modify and change it slightly to enter different modes and kind of stretch things out, build tension in different ways. Obviously, the main score, the dun dun is such an iconic thing that it's really taken on a life of its own. So for me, listening to it in the cinema was fantastic. The storyline is very simple compared to the book. So you have no mafia or any love triangle. It's just a simple men versus shark storyline, which I really enjoyed. I think being a simple story, it's done really well, and the characters are built quite nice. In terms of the old different aspects, you get like this new city sheriff coming in and marine biologists. They all got different points of view. So I think that the visuals are really good for the film, and the shark, it's really good when you have the fight at the end between the three guys on the boat and the shark. And the way that they use the shark sparingly is also quite a good thing. I don't have any issues with the film. For me, my takeaway was the mayor is like a pseudo villain of the film. You could say he's very capitalistic in terms of the tourists and keeping the summer dollars coming in. But unfortunately, that plays against him in this film. I mean, time and time again, he's being told that these shark attacks are happening, and all he's worried about is the summer and making the 4th of July going on. Whereas the townspeople more and more keep getting concerned about this shark and making sure it isn't going to attack them, but he isn't really fussed with that. So you see, even at the end of the film, it's mainly his kids that really cause him to have a change of heart, because there's a shark attack and his kids were playing on that beach. So at least we do have some final arc, and he does try to save things before the end of the day, which is a good thing. I think that the overall arc for the mayor is quite good. I think that for me, we're going into the shark's waters, so each to his own. I don't really see the shark as a villain, but I thoroughly enjoyed the film, and I don't have any issues with the storyline, with the deaths or any of that kind of stuff. I think it's just a simple story. It's the first blockbuster of its time, so it's done really well and it really holds up 50 years on. So yeah.
Moon?
So this is my first time watching in a cinema, and the John Williams score was like so good. It hits so much different in a cinema. And I love creature flicks, and like I'm a sucker of all like big monster movies or sharks and dinosaurs, Godzilla, all this stuff. And I get it why it's considered like a gold standard of movies. I think there was some problem with the shark scenes, like so they couldn't add the shark more in the movie, and that makes the movie so much better in my opinion. Because with the creature effects, I think the lesser you show the monster is way better, because you show the attacks like in this movie, they show what's happening with the shark in the beginning or in the middle, and then at the end, you show the creature, and it makes the movie even more tense and more menacing. It makes the creature more menacing. And I think Quinn is my favorite character in the movie. We don't know much about him. I hate his entrance because I think it's just, I don't know, a stupid decision in my view there. But apart from that, we don't know much about him until the very end. And they had this moment like where they all bond together. And I think that's such an important scene in the movie, because they sing that song, and after that, everything hits the fan. And so that scene adds so much more to all the characters, because if the scene didn't wasn't there, so I wouldn't have cared much about the all the characters, especially Quinn and Hooper. So apart from that, yeah, I think like John mentioned that Mary is the villain. I don't think anyone is the villain. Shark is definitely not the villain. He's just in the ocean doing his thing. Mary is, I don't know. In the beginning, I always think he's a bit of a dick, but as like I think he just wanted the town to make some money, because 4th of July is there and this is the season to make money. But soon he realizes that he has made a mistake. So yeah, this movie is termed as classic for a reason.
Yeah, I think that um the main reason they didn't use a shark that much, I know they kept it for suspense, but also they had problems with the shark because it was made for fresh water, not for like the ocean seawater. So things corroded, the mechanisms didn't work properly. Like shark comes up backwards when the first time they were using it. So I can see where they had problems. I did think that it was quite interesting to see there was some live action shark footage in there. Shot on Bondi Beach with a couple of Australian people who specialize in like going and seeing sharks. If you're interested in seeing the behind the scenes and how they made the film and how the book became the film, there's a documentary called Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. And I thoroughly enjoyed that as well because it really gives you the insights into this film. Also, it's got a lot of Steven Spielberg in it. So he's pretty much, you're getting it from everybody. You're getting it from the people who were there while it was filming that were on Martha's Vineyard to Steven Spielberg to the prop makers, pretty much everybody. So it's worth a watch if you're interested.
If you really want to do this, like you can play Resident Evil 4. There's say like a boss fight scene outside the village. You get to see do all these things with a creature. And there are a couple of shark movies I really liked. I think Shallows with Blake Lively is really good movie. And there's another ocean movie. It's not a shark movie. It got Kristen Stewart. It is a great watch. I highly recommend it.
All right, guys, we're gonna give our scores.
Yep.
Man, how many sharks out of 10?
I mean 9 sharks out of 10.
John?
I'll give it 9.5 sharks out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it 8.5 sharks out of 10. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, check out our socials, and catch you next one. Ciao.